So figures have revealed that Wolves were the only club in the Championship to make a profit in 2015-16. Wolves released their accounts a couple of months ago, but business blogging website the Swiss Ramble has compiled and contrasted all the figures from all the Championship clubs bar Bolton, who didn't provide any figures. Yeah, some interesting things to come out of it. Every Championship club recorded a loss except for Wolves. Wolves made £6 million profit. Everyone else recorded a loss in what was, of course, Steve Morgan's last season in charge as owner before he sold up last summer. Wolves are 6th on the list for player sales at 9.9 million. Kenny Jackett's team finished 14th, of course, last season, and that correlates to their wage bill, which was the 13th highest in the league. On gross debt, as you'd expect, Wolves are low on debt on just 4 million. With only Rotherham, Burnley and Preston recording lower figures, and despite a drop in attendances, they were 6th highest on the list with around 20,000 was Wolves' average attendance, but still the 6th highest on the list despite a bit of a drop from the year before. So yeah, it's all about next season now, let alone last season for Wolves. And Paul Lambert says this summer is absolutely huge. He's called it for the club one of the biggest summers in years, he believes. Obviously, Wolves have got to make some key additions in the transfer market as they look to plot a promotion drive next year. And he thinks consistency is going to be really important for Wolves next year. The kind of performance they're putting at Bristol on Saturday just won't be acceptable next year. Can't get away with performances like that. You don't see Newcastle and Brighton kind of not turning up as Wolves did on Saturday. So Lambert, yeah, quite critical of his players, says that's got to be eradicated next year. Talking of next year, Michael Zara and Jordan Graham really hoping that they're going to be heavily involved after recovering from their knee injuries. They continued their comebacks last night at Telford in an under-23 game, their first competitive football. Obviously, they played a behind closed doors friendly last week. It was the first actual, proper match with tackles flying in and everything, and they both got through it with 45 minutes each. Graham played the first half, Zara the second. Some nice touches by all accounts from both players. Wolves won 3-1 against Norwich at New Bucks Head. Dan Armstrong got the first and Donovan Wilson scored twice. That takes his tally to 9 goals in his last 10. Really in form. The 20-year-old made his debut against Chelsea a couple months ago. We can perhaps expect to see him involved before the end of the season.